free love.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Hi. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do some alterations here to chat structure, and we'll get this thing rolling. Hey, yeah, free love, whatever that means. Nothing's free. Hello everybody, welcome to David's Kitchen. Yeah, we're here to explore our imagination. We're going to take the next step, the leap of faith. What can we do with what's in the refrigerator? You got shrimp in the freezer. You got some potatoes that need to be eaten because they're getting green. You've got an onion, a nice big organic onion. And you've got shrimp. Ta-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. You've also got cabbage. And you've got carrots. All right. We're going to turn this into something special for people to eat. So, as you know, the first thing you do is rev your engines, right? Start your onion. Yeah. Well, you don't have to do cabbage, Regin. You can do peas instead. Yeah, you can even use a can of peas if you want. I like these baby carrots because they're organic and already washed and peeled. Super easy. And cabbage is really cheap. You can get this for 78 cents to $1 a pound. I did recently. I got this for 78 cents. Combined ingredients. Now I picked up amazing Baja shrimp here. I picked up a package of this for $2.99. I bought it one time, and this I bought for $1.99. But if you can get a half a pound of shrimp for $1.99, you're in there. Now, I'm not going to use this, even though it was made by the Thailand people who do a lot of farming, purchased some property in Baja. Now, tell me that's not innovative. And they started raising shrimp in Baja, which is much better, much cleaner waters, you know. So I'm just saying, if you can buy some good shrimp. The shrimp we're eating is from India. This is the shrimp I had in the refrigerator. I bought this at Costco. No more than $2 for this shrimp. That's what I'm shooting for. The potatoes and the onion, I accommodated $1. The eggs, I pick up 18 eggs for $4 roughly. So today's eggs requirement will be about four eggs. Should do it. Yeah, go ahead. Hey, you got to leave your name when you do the call. You know, I'm going to do 5 eggs. So that's no more than $1. I mean, I can buy a dozen eggs for $1 someplace, but this is free range, non-GMO. So, yeah, and then you may need some Parmesan cheese for this dinner. All right, so I'm going to get those knives out. Somebody said last week, could you just do the show right up close to the mic, chopping? Because they said it was so relaxing to be chopping next to the mic, you know. Apparently people like the sound of chopping. There's no foot cam, so we got that covered. I hope you left the number. Let's see. Call from. Okay, Steve. Yeah, go ahead. What can I do for you, Steve? Go ahead. Doing okay. What's your question? No, I can't do no. We've got it. Yes. Steve, that's a sure sign that you're a spammer. Check out these knives. Wow. This is a beautiful blade. 67 layers of steel. And anybody who thinks that this knife is inferior, I think would have to check this out. I mean, I was impressed. Okay, we're going to go ahead and chop that onion. Go ahead and make a cut right at the base, like right here. Pound it down. There we go. Last week I took a smaller knife and it didn't really cut the big onions. So I like the big onions. These are organic, but they're coming out of the Columbia River Basin, so I don't know, they may be radioactive. I don't know. It said organic from Columbia River Basin. So it's really good soil, but the water is contaminated with Hannaford nuclear waste material, I guess. So I'm hoping this is radioactive, just so it kind of makes me feel better, you know? Because they say radioactive food is pretty good for you, isn't that right? That's why you eat all that tuna fish. I don't have any neighbors. It's one of the things about my life is I don't have to deal with neighbors. Yeah. I have an estate. I don't have neighbors. We constructed the set here on my estate, and it's funny, we found this mobile home, very beautiful, and it looks just like a traditional motorhome, a mobile home that American people would normally use, you know. And it's kind of nice to live in a mobile home. It really is. So living the life of a common man is what I try to do, as you know. It's not easy being me. We know you're poor. It's okay. We don't judge you. Oh, thank you. Well, that's good because I'm trying to cook $5 worth of food here for you. All right, let's take a look at this onion. You know, I just want to make sure there's no foot cam here. All right, I'm going to turn this flame on back here. Level 3. You know the drill. We're putting it at level 3 here. All right. We're now going to cut the onion. Could be big cuts, you know, because it's going to cook at the bottom. Nice big cuts. Always concentrate when cutting with a knife this sharp. And cut your finger right off. Super dangerous. All right, that's one. That made mincemeat out of that wonderful cut. Look at those onions. Wow. Yay, yay. Though I walk through the shadow of darkness. Dave has taught me to make simple meals at home and how I no longer go to the food restaurants and save big bucks. Thank you, Johnson. It is nutritious. Organic onion, cabbage, carrots, a hot pan. Oil, we're going to, for the organic oil, I got this for $5.99 from a Russian discount store. The Russians are very industrious. They purchase stuff wholesale, and I doubt they spent more than $1 for this. Organic olive oil from California. Oh, well, Saggy, you know, one of the reasons why we had to turn on slow mode is because I was being attacked. Now, you can go ahead and try, but, you know. All right, if I get attacked, it's going back on. All right, good luck. Yeah, we'll turn it on. Or turn it off, I should say. No, I don't know what happened to the 90,000 bottles. I think Russia reacquired them. There was a deal, you know, the Russian minister set up the meeting with the oligarchs and Trump and Kim Jong-un. They're in charge of this entire negotiation. Our State Department is completely out of the loop. Donald Trump is doing whatever Putin wants him to do. So it looks good to have a meeting with Kim Jong-un, so Vladimir Putin set it up. He sent Lavrov over there to do it. So when they managed to get Kim over there with the incentive of getting 90,000 bottles of vodka, the Russian minister turned him in, and they seized the vodka. So you can imagine how pissed off Kim Jong-un is right now. 90,000 bottles of vodka. I mean, that's a lot. It's cooking up politics, Darth. Jeez. Didn't you get the memo? Kim Jong looked even fatter in his recent picture. Well, he's eating a lot of cheese. He likes Swiss cheese. Can you blame him? Hey, don't talk to Aurora that way. Thank you. My gosh. You've been muted. Gosh. 90,000 bottles of vodka on the wall. Okay, put 3 tablespoons of olive oil. If you don't have olive oil, use safflower or sunflower. But don't use corn, don't use soybean, and don't use canola. Those are the ones to watch out for. You can use peanut, but peanut is a corrupted crop that takes up a lot of Roundup. And coconut oil is not bad. All right, we're just getting fluid here. That is vegetable. All the things I just said was vegetable oil. If you're buying vegetable oil, you're buying garden variety rapeseed oil. I mean, don't do it. Look, get sunflower or safflower. Safflower, they have to grow without pesticides because the bees won't pollinate it if they're dying from herbicides and pesticides. So, hey, okay, we're gonna get the onion on the pan. Get the onion on the pan. It's super easy. Just throw that onion in there. Okay. You know, I just got to start. I'm going to ramp it up to level 6 now. Take that temperature up to level 6. I'm going to rinse the carrots off a little bit. All right. Set that there. I'm going to do the peeling of the potatoes because you don't know, even though these are non-GMO Yukon Gold potatoes, and I went with a brand name, they're really tasty. I am going to go ahead and peel them because I just don't trust the skin. So you'll have to excuse me while I peel the potatoes. Now these peelings go in a compost heap, so it's all good. I just let the pan heat up right now with the onions on it. You can leave the cover off. It doesn't matter right now. We're just getting everything hot. If I want to be a little bit more efficient, I'll put the cover back on it. All right. Yeah, the thing about a frittata is you can make it with pasta, or you can make it with cornmeal, but I don't recommend that. Like grits. That's one idea. I went with potatoes because it's just healthier, you know. Level 7 has been achieved. Now, interactive cooking with Dave is very difficult because, as you know, I have to respond to calls and things as you have achieved level 7. All right. You don't want to put your finger down here and then peel your finger off. That's really a bad thing. But I know I have to eat these potatoes up, and you know, it's better to go in my mouth than in the garbage. Because if potatoes aren't eaten, they get rotten. And there's nothing more rotten than a potato in Denmark. Something's rotten in Denmark, that's for sure. All right, so cooking up politics, we can talk about the failed North Korean treaty, the waste of time. The more interesting story is going to be Michael Cohen and his new revelations. Man, he's just spilling the beans on Trump. I really like Michael Cohen's new efforts to tell the truth. I love that. The new Michael Cohen. Can you imagine how that feels? Just knowing you're telling the truth. Doesn't he look like he's free? He seems so free and natural. Isn't that amazing how he's no longer feeling like a heavy load is on him? He looks like he's happy. You notice that? It's like he finally told the truth. I swear the guy looks like 10 years younger. He was walking around with that bad shoulder of his last week or 2 weeks ago. Now he looks great. Yeah, if they had to put him in witness protection, he'd be a great motel manager or something. All right. Almost done here. I'm getting the onions kind of cooked with a level 6, so they're cooking quick. I'm gonna throw those carrots in right now. And now's a good time to give it some seasoning. So I'm gonna go with my organic Bragg sprinkles, 24 herbs and spice seasonings. Isn't that nice? Give that a shot. Just shake away. You can use Italian seasoning at this point if you want. Go for about a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of herbs to get started. All right, we got 2 more potatoes to peel. Going back to potato detail. No shuck and jive going on here, man. You got Italian seasoning last week, thought of Dave. Cool. Yeah, I buy Italian seasoning. I buy all my seasoning in bulk. No, there's not a Donald clone. No, it's David. This guy David has been dogging me for years. Ever since I took all of his ideas. He continues to pretend like he's going to be president. There's something wrong with him. Yeah, well, unfortunately, the American people like honest people, not liars. And Donald Trump has proven to be a liar among liars. He's one of the biggest liars I've ever seen. You can't trust a word he says. I agree with Michael Cohen. I think he's right on top. Well, you are, yeah. I think Trump and I have some Germanic history. You know, our families probably crossed paths at one point or another. Who knows? I'm not an expert on Germanic history. All right, we're almost done. Now we get to cut the potatoes in cubes because they cook faster. All right. Here we go. We're going to use that cool knife too. Okay, we're going to do 1 potato at a time because it's hard to cut 2 simultaneously. Whoa! Oh, foot cam! Foot cam! Foot cam! We got it. Did anyone see my feet? I'm not wearing my socks today. Anyone see my feet? Okay, good. I'm going to just slice them like that, you know. Kind of like, almost like scallops. That's the easiest, you know, cut them in half and just scallop them. But lay them flat down like that. Wow, that cuts like butter. This knife is amazing. If you have a little blemish, you want to cut the blemish off. There you go. Okay. Now, if you have mushrooms, you can put mushrooms in this dish. And I've got mushrooms, so I'm going to throw some mushrooms in this dish. Just a little peeling there. Okay, we're all cut, ready to go. I'm going to throw those potatoes in the pan. Now there's a little water in that pan. You want to put about an eighth of a cup of water in the bottom of this dish. Okay, cover it up. Keep it at level 6. Fantastic. You can top it off with a little bit more seasoning too. Thank you for coming into the show. Yeah, I've got these people believing I'm a robot. Isn't that hilarious? It just shows you how gullible some people can be. I mean, I'm not a robot, in case you're wondering. Yeah. Stream down. No. Slop, you're not allowed to come in here and talk about that stuff. It's an instant ban. Yeah. You know, you could put tomatoes in this. That's a great idea. I've got my tomatoes from the summer. Okay, I'm going to try again. You have been removed from the show. Hey, we're coming in loud and clear, everybody. Thank you, that one guest. But we are having problems with the Vaughn connection. So I'm doing emergency procedures, and I'm going to the Vaughn chat settings. Yes, it's a versatile meal. You know, I'm going to fix the camera on the pan there as we cook it. Level 6 is pretty high. Yeah. Yeah, so if you don't have cabbage, cabbage goes in as a topper. Yeah, it goes in right before the eggs. You can throw some peas in. It's like a dinner omelet. Yeah, it's like everything's all together. All together now. And you know what I like to do is take it and just go like that a little bit. Yeah, you're cooking at a very fast rate. You've got no more than an eighth of a cup of water in there. And it's steam frying is what it's doing. And this is something I've been doing quite a bit. Hang on just a second. Yeah, we're just dealing with a little troubleshooting problem right now. Hang on. Yeah, it's going to happen whether you like it or not. Hang on, we're going to do this. I'm working on it. Okay. This happened last week. We're shifting gears. Nope. Okay, we are being DDoSed pretty hard right now, and I can't correct it, so. At least chat is working. If you want to go to my Periscope link, use this and use pop-out chat. So, over at Vaughn. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, use that with pop-out chat. You should be able to see the video. All right? Thank you. Thank you. And Jack had said something. You've got some sprinkle seasonings from Bragg. Not now. How much are they? Let's take a look. This product costs, yeah, I don't know what the cost is. I have to add it to my bank account if I, $6, everybody. So I picked up these things for $1 a piece. And I got 3 of them, or 4 of them. Okay. This is how to shop. Actually, I got 5. I'm already through one. It's up and running, man. All I can say is I can't help Vaughn being attacked. Go on to Periscope. What's your problem? What is your problem, man? Remember I said you're going to need some Parmesan? This will work. Okay. You want to take the shrimp and you want to pull the tails off the shrimp. So we're going to pull those tails off the shrimp. And if they have a hull on them, you got to pull the hull off. But luckily I just got tail on and it was dehulled. Now these can come out of the freezer. It's no big deal. The water they're soaking in is actually pretty tasty. So I'm just going to use some of that water in my meal. If it needs any water, you can use some of that water. Yeah. No tails, a little ice on there. Throw that ice in there. All right. Okay, right around now is when I'm going to give everything a turn. Turn, turn, turn. Okay, I'm going to take a poke it and stick it in here. Move everything from the bottom up to the top. And mix it all around. And like I said, if you want to put a little water in there, you can throw some water in there. Kind of add to the steam. We're cooking at level 6 really hard. Now what I do is I throw some Parmesan at this point. Just to kind of help with flavoring and enhancement. And I have these really cool cherry tomatoes we picked up last summer, and they're not really fully ripe, but they're good to just throw in there. Somebody suggested some tomatoes, and I don't know how else to use these things, so why not? So I'm going to cut a few of them up and just throw them in there. You can throw any vegetables, even spinach, broccoli, whatever you have in the house looks like it's ready. And throw that in there. Yeah, I pulled out the less yellow ones. Cool. I'm going to pull out their little caps. These were all grown organically, so there's no problem with pesticides. And they are clean, so it's not a big deal. I'm going to bisect these just in half with this cool knife. Kind of pop them open like this. Just kind of break them open, make sure the insides are good. Sometimes they can have a black inside. You don't want to do that. This is from an organic garden, so I don't see how we can lose with this. Okay, I'm going to throw that in on top of the potatoes. Remember I said you could put mushrooms in this? Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and get some mushrooms. I buy mushrooms in bulk. This is $4. You get a lot of mushrooms for this. Yeah. The other link doesn't work? That's impossible. Huh. Let me refresh. You have a mushroom fetish? Wow. I'm going to pull 3 mushrooms and throw them in just for flavor. I'm going to put them on the top. I'm going to rinse them off too. Now, the shrimp is going to be toward the end of the cooking cycle. Yeah, portobellos are good. Yeah, my entire site's been knocked down. Wow. This is weird. Yeah, I don't understand it. It's like I'm being DDoSed over at Periscope too. Well guys, I mean, you can always use iVlog. Jeez. Just go on in there. We need more people over there. Seriously. Yeah, we're having a big problem connecting to both of the networks. Shiitakes, great. Yeah, you can store shiitakes in dried form and rehydrate them. Yep. All right. Let's make the best of this. We're going to go ahead and slice these guys up. Let me see if I can use my rapid technique now I'm working on. Not working very well. Well, aside from flying everywhere, it's great. All right. Yeah, I'm going to throw some cabbage in there with it too. This is how I'm going to do this. I'm going to put the shrimp in there first, and then I'm going to top it with the mushrooms and the cabbage. I'm going to slice off a few slices. It doesn't take a lot of cabbage. I'm going to save that for later. And the best way to save this cabbage is to tie it up in a bag with a little bit of water in it, not too much water. And see this, what I'm doing? Tie it like that, get all the air out of it. Write it down to the thing and then tie it like that. That'll save this cabbage for a couple weeks. You can use cabbage forever. That's why people get it, because it lasts and lasts. Drag King's been trying to get in here for a half an hour. We were totally hosed over there. The sounding engine is your generator. There shouldn't be any noise coming in through the entire system. Okay, so we're just gonna, you don't even have to cut that more. You just take this and, I'm gonna take the shrimp, uncover this like this, and go to the bottom. Mix everything up like this. You'll see how well the potatoes feel at this point. You'll see if you'll need any water. You do kind of need some water here. So I'm going to throw, not all this water, but I'm going to throw the shrimp in, scattered evenly around here in a circular pattern like that. I'm going to throw a little bit water in there, just because we don't want it to burn. I'm going to take all of the mushrooms and put them together and drop them on top like this. See that? All right. And then I'm going to seal the deal with a little bit of, you can use rosemary or dillweed at this point. I'm going to use dillweed. The rosemary's good too, but the shrimp kind of flavors has a kind of a dillweed thing. So I'm going to just top it off with a little dillweed. I'm going to turn it down to level 3 and cover it up and keep it cooking. All right. We're almost done. I'm pretty much done with that water, so I'm just going to toss it. Then I'm going to take all my compost and start cleaning up. I've got the shrimp right here, the onions. I'm picking up all the potato peels. I'll show you that. Nothing is wasted. Some people say, Dave, how do you stay, looking young? Well, one of the things I do is I take a cucumber, see that? And I rub my face with it. See that? See what I just did? Yeah. Yeah. You shouldn't be getting any noise. This is a very simple sounding thing. There's no sound of a generator. I don't know what you're talking about. Vaughn's having problems. They're being attacked. Well, what it does, they give you cucumbers at day spas. They put over your eyes. What it does is it actually, it tightens your skin and rehydrates it. Yeah, I know that Vaughn is down. So I'm going to just take all this potato peel stuff and stick it in the compost heap. Grab every bit of it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. You can use the same slice a few times if you keep it hydrated. It's one way to keep your skin feeling, fresh, especially if you've been working out outside. Cucumbers are great. They're some of the best products out there for maintaining that skin vitality that, I think the enzymes in them really help maintain kind of a generally good skin tone. Yeah, you don't have to do much else beyond that. I mean, I suppose you can use Retin-A or what do they call it, Botox or something, but you'd be surprised what cucumbers will do. You don't want to put cucumbers and petroleum jelly together, no. Unless you're in some weird sex act. Yeah, but I can't even imagine that. Yeah, well, Vaughn is being attacked, but thank you guys for coming in. Hey, let's go ahead and look at our dish. It's on level 3. I want to make sure I got everything cleaned up around here. All right. Cooking away. I'm going to put that onion, I'm going to put this stuff away. about ready to go back into our regular show. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Yeah, we're at the final stage here. What I'm going to do is take the onions and I'm going to crack them up in here, in this last bin here. You don't want cracks of shell in there. So one, like a real quick hit is all you need on a sharp knife. That's not quite through. There we go. That's the best way to cut an egg. Completely shellless. Gotcha. All right, take and mix that up. All right, that's probably good enough. Okay. You can put a little garlic in there if you want. Garlic's a good thing. Onion powder is good. I'm not going to put garlic in it because, frankly, I'm good with the herbs I have. Bon appetit! Yeah, all right, we're going to start our show in just a few minutes. So what I'm going to do is set this up and put it on a low flame, but I'm going to show you how it's done. Okay, we're pulling the cover off. Take the cabbage and kind of press it in. Making sure it's all in there. You want to make sure the cabbage is about half cooked at this point. It is. The shrimp looks good. That's beautiful. Everything looks good. Okay. Take and pour. You've got a little bit of water at the bottom. You want to leave that. Pour the eggs right on top. Right in the middle. Then kind of work it in and kind of tuck the sides in so that the sides go down a little bit. Then take Parmesan cheese and top the whole thing off. Just cover it. Now turn this down to a simmer and leave it. And it will be done. It'll be fantastic. Let it sit for a simmer for about a half an hour. Yeah, I did kind of caramelize the onions a little bit. I cooked it at a high flame initially. And they're the first to go down, so yeah, caramelizing the onions is key. This is not goulash. This is just a really simple way to prepare a lot of food for next to nothing. Now I have it set for 6 people. I'm gonna up it to 8 because I know I can feed 8 people with this, and I put at least 10 shrimp in there. So there's always gonna be somebody who's gonna grab 2 shrimp, but yeah, they're pretty decent size, so we're done. Yeah, isn't that great? Entire meal ready to go. I'll leave the cover on it though. And you can scoop out of it. It's easier. I would recommend though, if you really want a full presentation, thanks, you can put a plate on top of that and then invert it and then lift the cover, and then it just totally presents. But you don't have to do that. It's a lot easier to scoop it out. Yeah, there's no terracotta. Oh, the terracotta dish? That's garlic. I actually got some garlic. It keeps garlic really well. This is from last year's harvest. I actually have some garlic in here. It's amazing. The terracotta holds the garlic, and you can cook elephant garlic in these things. You buy elephant garlic and you put this in the oven, 300 degrees for about 30 minutes. You got some incredible elephant garlic. Okay, I wouldn't waste the energy though. Hey, we're going to sign off, but thank you guys for watching the shrimp potato frittata. $5 for 8 people. Take care. And we'll be in the other show in just a second. Give me about a minute. We'll get that Vaughn show up and running. Take care.